Check it out, folks. In today's video, we're gonna finally solve the problem as to why your dog or puppy refuses to listen to you. Look, everybody can get their dog or puppy to sit in the kitchen for a treat, but me, as a professional dog trainer, what I wanna know is, how does your dog listen to you when that doorbell rings, people come over, you take your dog on a walk, you take them somewhere with you? Why is it that they simply cannot listen to you and do basic commands like sit down and come? The reason is 3 key things that I guarantee you're screwing up. But more importantly, in this video, we're gonna show you 3 things that you can start doing today to get your dog or puppy to actually listen to you and follow your commands the first time, every time, no matter where you are or what's going on around you. Let's get into it. All right, so the first thing we wanna debunk right now is that your dog no speaky English. So what are you talking about, Garrett? Well, your dog does not come out of the factory understanding how to speak English, French, German, none of that. We say, well, Garrett, my dog's a German Shepherd. Doesn't he know German commands? No. Your human comes out as a human, and maybe you're an English speaker and your own human child doesn't speak English. They have to go to school to learn that. So we find that a lot of owners are just randomly yelling commands at the dog, expecting the dog to understand. Dogs actually suck at listening. They're great visual learners, and they're also great at learning through tactile or physical touch. If you understand, you ever see 2 dogs meet each other, they don't go, woof, woof, what's up? Woof, 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 I'm good, man, how are you? They don't talk to each other. They talk through visual communication, a play bow, a wagging of the tail, maybe posturing up, maybe dominating each other. It's all gonna be physical touch and visual cues. So what we have to do is we're gonna show you how, if your dog doesn't speak the English language, which it doesn't, how you can actually teach it to understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
So let's get into it and show you how we fix number 1 with a demo dog. All right, folks, we have Mr. Leo here, 6-month-old German Shepherd. He's a client's dog here for board and training. He's gonna be our little demo dog to help us show you problem number 1. And let me demonstrate it right now. He does not know what strawberry or banana means, but many of you at home swear up and down that your dog knows sits and downs. It only knows it because you are always pairing it with a visual or a food lure as such. Strawberry, banana, strawberry, oh yeah, oh look at him. He knows strawberry and banana. No, he doesn't. Just like he doesn't know this command either. Spin, 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 spin. What ends up happening is your dog starts to tune you out. They think you have Tourette's. You're like a broken record in the background, like the air conditioning running or the dishwasher. They learn to stop listening to you because the words coming out of your mouth mean nothing. And so what I ask you to do is, you want to truly be at home with your dog and isolate. If you put your hands in your pocket and don't move, and do this instead without moving. Down. Oh, wow, he did it. Sit. Ah. He does know it. A little half-ass sit, but the point is, I'm not moving. We're truly isolating. If your dog only knows how to listen to you when you're moving around, then when you're out in public and your dog's not looking at you, I don't care how many times you say the command, without that visual cue paired with it, they are not going to listen to you because you've never taught them to actually focus on what you're saying. Now, the way you do that in training is to isolate the sound before the visual, right? It's called new before known. It's classical conditioning. It's the hallmark of all dog training. So if I wanted to teach him how to spin, I would do it this way. Spin, then help. All right, I'll do it one more time for you. Spin, then help. What you don't do, what all of you are always doing, your dog's not listening to you because they can't do more than one thing at once, which is to go spin. He's not listening at that point. He's just following my hand. He's learning to tune me out just like your dog's tuning you out. So you want to isolate the voice from the movement, and that's how your dog will learn to put the pieces together and learn to rely on your voice alone, which takes number 1 and checks it off the list. Are you or your partner struggling with erectile dysfunction? Well, I can't help you with that. But what I can help you with is raising and training your dog to be the best that it can be. All you simply do is visit DIYcanine.com, where we don't have any soft, limp, or noodly excuses like your husband gives you. We have all of our courses backed by a 100% rock hard guarantee. If we're not able to help you and your wiener dog perform to the highest level possible, whether that's in your bedroom, in your backyard, or maybe in a parking lot somewhere, then you simply get every single penny back. Why are we able to offer that? Because we have a 5-star rating on Google, simply the best course you could ever ask for. store. Visit us at DIYK9.com and let us help you raise and train your dog to be the best that it can be. Now, back to the video. All right, let's talk about big mistake number 2, which is no physical control, or also said no way to physically communicate with your dogs. We already talked about dogs really communicate to each other in one of 2 ways, visual or physical, meaning mounting each other, roughhousing with each other, biting each other in the neck, and so on and so forth. But we find one of 2 things. Either owners are simply not using these tools whatsoever. No leash, no e-collar, or even worse, they're using the leash and e-collar, but they have no idea how to use it. The dog does not know how to respond to that pressure, just creating a ton of conflict and just destroying your relationship, just slapping these tools on and pressing buttons without knowing what you're doing. Now, why is it that we even need to use leashes and e-collars in order for our dogs to listen to us? Well, it's pretty simple. Let's kind of come on over here to the totem pole, the chart of destiny, the secret sauce that we're using. If you've completed step number 1 and taught your dog through the use of food lures and hand commands, you should be able to charge up a nice voice command. But here's the problem, and this is where positive only training will stop and fail you, because you're only halfway up the totem pole. You do not have an empowered voice. You simply have a food lure, hand command, and voice command. And most people will say, well, that's pretty good, Garrett. My dog knows how to listen to me when I have food. He knows the hand command, and it definitely knows what I'm saying when I say it. Yeah, but your dog doesn't actually listen to you. There's no reliability. Now, why is that? Because when real life happens, when you have no food on you, or even if you have a pocket full of the most amazing treats on the planet, but there is a distraction present, another dog, a cat, a squirrel, a knock at the door, your food lure becomes at best 30% reliable on the best day. That means maybe 1 out of 3 times your dog listens to you. The other 2 out of 3 times, it's giving you the bird and telling you, I ain't listening to anything you have to say, because there is not a treat on you that is more powerful than the distraction that's present. Problem is your hand command was built on the food lure, so your hand command's only is 30% reliable. Same with your voice. Your voice was taught through the use of hand and food lures, which is a wonderful way to start. But again, your voice command's only gonna have 30% reliability. What's the example of that? Dog is out in the field right over there, chasing another dog or a cat in really high drive, motor at a 100 out of 100, and I use my voice and say, Leo, here. He hears me. What's the chance he's gonna listen to me? Well, just like your dog, probably little to nothing, maybe 0, 10, 20, 30%. My voice cannot physically make the dog stop what it's doing, turn around and come back to me. But what if I had a leash on the dog, a 50-foot, 100-foot leash? I can now use the leash and make the dog come back to me. In other words, have 100% reliability on the recall. Now, what do you say? What if I don't have the leash on me? That's why God invented the e-collar. The e-collar, also paired with the leash, is a digital leash. It gives you 100% reliability both on and off leash, a way to reach out and touch the dog and demand compliance right here, right now. That's what we're looking to have here, is an empowered voice, a dog that understands you must do it, because if you don't do it, my voice is backed up with e-collar or leash pressure, which is a guarantee you will listen to me. In other words, my voice is 100% guaranteed. Let's get into it and demo how this works. Now, it's pretty straightforward. I can use food and a hand command and a voice command to get him to go on place, but does he understand the language of the leash? And let me show you what that would look like. With fingertip pressure, I can get him to do whatever it is I need him to do. So let me get him off the place board and now show you how I use the leash with no fuss, no muss, no fighting to go on the place board. That seems pretty straightforward and pretty easy. Try it with your dog. If your dog doesn't understand leash pressure and how to respond to it, you're gonna be fighting. It's called opposition reflex. They come pre-installed from the factory knowing to pull on the leash and not respond to your leash pressure command. So we have to teach them how to overcome that and be what we say, butter soft on the leash. Now, why is this important? Well, if he is out there playing with Thanos, again, my voice can't physically make him stop and come back, but this leash can absolutely make him listen to me and put him wherever I want him to be, put him into a sit, put him into a down, or imagine there's that knock at the door and his motor's up to 100 and he's barking and he's trying to be crazy man, and I tell him place and he chooses not to. I can then come in with leash pressure as needed and make him listen to me. That's the power of the leash. But you might say, well, dang, Garrett, what happens when there's no leash? Thank you for asking. That's why we use the digital leash, the e-collar. Now, most people just slap this on, start pressing buttons, but the dog does not know what that pressure is or how to respond to it. So you have to do the necessary reps, proper e-collar training, which we find most professional dog trainers don't even know how to use this, let alone owners. But luckily, we show you inside our courses exactly how to teach this, because it takes a little bit of time and repetition and a lot of know-how. So without further ado, let me show you how the e-collar can communicate to him. Now, you're gonna hear this little beep sound. He can't feel anything. It's too low to feel. Now I'm gonna roll it up to an appropriate level that's gonna work for him. And you'll see he's not gonna shut down, he's not gonna freak out, he's gonna simply respond to the pressure just like he responded earlier to leash pressure. So first thing I'm gonna do is pull him off, get him in position. In fact, he's gonna go over there, e-collar pressure is gonna come on, and watch, I don't have to say anything. He'll know what to do to turn it off. The e-collar told him, come on back and go to place. Let me show you that again. So he's gonna come off, we'll put him maybe over here, I'll put him into a sit, not gonna say anything or do anything, simply activate e-collar pressure, and notice he doesn't freak out. He's like, oh, I know what that is. Let's go to place. So as you can see, Leo's off screen here, playing with Xena. He's off the place board anyways. What is the percentage chance my voice will make him listen? Not very high, no matter if I flash food or not. But if I use the e-collar, I can reach out, touch him, and demand that he listens. Let's see how it goes. Leo, here. Tap of the E. Here he comes. Make him ignore that. Come on, Leo, place. And on he goes, right? Right through this big distraction, which is Xena playing with him. Not only does it get him to be compliant, but it's gonna get him to stay on. I don't need to use the e-collar anymore because it did its exact job. It didn't shut him down, he didn't freak out. It just said, hey, not right now. Stop playing and come on to place the first time, every time. By the way, the more you use these tools, the less you need to use them. But he's still in training and he's still understanding that my voice actually is backed up by the power of the e-collar, which is a little hint as to what's coming in step number 3. Now we get to the final piece of the puzzle, which is probably the most important overarching or underlying reason why your dog either is or is not listening to you, and that is a complete lack of leadership. Let me put it this way. If we were to take your home and consider it a bar and a restaurant, and I were to ask your dog, hey, who's in charge here? You know what your dog's gonna say? I'm in charge. I own this joint. That guy there is a waiter, and that's the waitress. They work for me. They bring me water and food whenever I want. They scratch my belly. These people work for me. And I'm like, well, what do you do for a living? Oh, nothing. I just issue orders. I do whatever I want. I have no job. Just a freaking couch potato. I do nothing to earn anything that comes my way. And that's exactly why your dog is the way it is, because we forget that all dogs, all breeds were bred to have a purpose in life and perform work, except in today's day and age, we don't have them pulling carts or herding sheep or doing any of that. They just lay about all day with no job, kind of like a kid living in your basement, not going to work, not going to college, and just being a freaking bum.
I don't need a job. Yeah, no, jobs are stupid, man.
And we wonder why our dogs aren't living their most fulfilled life and why we no longer have leadership and control over our household. Instead, I need you to flip everything on its head, and I need you to channel your inner Gordon Ramsay. Treat your home like a bar and a restaurant, except you are the owner. Your significant other is management. Every single other human in the household is an assistant manager, and your dog is no longer the boss. They're the freaking dishwasher. And like Gordon Ramsay would have it happen, that dishwasher better be a damn good dishwasher.
You want to wash pants? Get down there. Off, will you, yeah? Do it full time. Get on there.
You know what Gordon Ramsay wouldn't allow? He wouldn't allow that dishwasher to get off its dishwashing station, come into the dining room, eat food off people's plates, whip out their thing and pee in the dining room and act like a complete fool.
Out. And the bulldog washing dishes both would get out.
That would never happen. His businesses would go out of business. So I need you to channel your inner Gordon Ramsay and start running a tighter ship. Now, what does that mean? That means we're gonna go back to this board. You know how you've been spending some time teaching your dog how to sit, how to down, how to go to place, what it is to recall, and then using the leash and e-collar to teach it, you must listen to me. Well, now we're gonna develop a pattern of behavior because dogs are extremely habitual animals, and right now their habit is whenever you tell them to do something, they don't have to listen to you. We need to make them know. On the other side of this board, I'm gonna show you how to make them, their new habit is I must always listen. So let's dive in now and show you what that's all about. So every single time you tell your dog to do something, every single time, which happens multiple times a day, your dog comes to a crossroads in life. What it would love to do, its natural tendency is to go left and do whatever the hell it wants and ignore your commands. That's probably what's happening right now. That's why you're watching this video. Now, why is that? Well, because if they go left, they can eat that sandwich right off the kitchen table. If they go left, they can chase that bird, that bunny, that cat, that squirrel. Anytime they don't listen to you, they learn that there's no consequence and that it's probably a pretty good idea to not listen because amazing things happen. No more, because we are now gonna put up barbed wire, a 6-foot fence, a moat, broken glass, there is a permanent detour from this point forward. You're gonna have that conversation with your dog after this video and say, Uncle Garrett said, no more not listening to me. You must listen to me each and every time. It's called follow through. It's called consistency. It's called leadership. It's the actual hallmark cornerstone of having a well-behaved, obedient dog that listens to you the first time, every time, because we now make it a conditioned habit that when I tell you to do something, there's no left or right. You will go right every time. This is permanently closed. If you try to go left, if you try to scoot yourself around that wall, you will be met with leash pressure, e-collar pressure, follow through, consistency. You can no longer ignore my commands. However, if you listen to my command and you go right, amazing things happen. I'm gonna go back to scratching your belly, giving you treats, all the amazing things, and I'm at least not gonna put pressure on you. This is the smoother way. This is the path of least resistance. This is a guaranteed road closure. You can't go left anymore. And once your dog understands that, they no longer sit there and question you. This is how you get a recall first time, every time. This is how you get a dog to listen to you no matter where you are or what's going on around you, because they know in no uncertain terms you don't put up with anything less than the highest standard possible.
Sit. Stand. Down.
And that's exactly what I want you to remember, is dogs do not rise to the occasion. They fall to the lowest level that you will accept. So if you accept you're gonna get from your dogs, and that's why it's not listening. And you might say to yourself, well, Garrett, man, I don't have time to do all this. It takes no time at all. You know why? Because you're gonna take your dog for a walk. You're gonna have people come over. You're gonna have a knock at the door. You're gonna let your dog go in and out of that front door. It's all now about how you do it, which is the right way, each and every time. Once your dog knows you will not accept anything less than perfection, they will start to provide you with perfection. It's not a hard job that we're asking these dogs to do. Simple sits, down, stays, and recalls. So they better do it right the first time, every time. And if they have a hard time doing that, I'm gonna be there as the owner, as a trainer, to guide them to make the right choice each and every time. And every time we do that, there's gonna get better and better and better. And now all of a sudden we have the best dog we could ever ask for, a dog that we can take anywhere and we know it's gonna be 100% reliable no matter what. That's exactly what we want in our lives. And this, simply put, is how you achieve it. So final piece of advice for you folks at home. I guarantee you every single dog on the planet, regardless of age, breed, or issue, is capable of being both 100% on and off leash reliable. You simply need to put in a little bit of work, have that follow through, have that consistency, show them what you want, and demand the highest level from them. Once you do that, they will become man's best friend. Now, how can we help you achieve that? First off, we have an entire library of free videos available on YouTube. We have free courses available on our platform at DIYcanine.com. And of course, we have the industry's best online dog training courses available there as well. We also offer the best board and train programs available anywhere in the world with our American Standard Dog Training. And now we have an academy where we're teaching other dog trainers how to be the best that they can be. So there's so many different ways to access the knowledge that we have, and we love sharing it with folks like you all over the world to help you raise and train your dog to be the best that it can be. So please don't ever hesitate to reach out. Check out the link in the descriptions below. There's gotta be a way that we can help you, because it is our mission in life to get every single dog on the planet trained to be the best that they can be. So look forward to seeing you in our future videos or inside one of our amazing courses, or letting us help you raise and train your dog through a board and train program. Any which way, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.